what's up guys? Today, I'll show you a supernatural horror film, The Unborn Child. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. A girl is lying on an operating bed with her legs open. The room is shabby, and the whole operation looks illegitimate and illegal. The girl is in great pain, crying and screaming loudly. The doctor takes one last puff of her cigarette, then begins the procedure. She grabs a pair of surgical tongs and inserts them into the girl's privates. When the girl screams even louder, the doctor calms her down and tells her that the procedure is almost finished. After a few moments, the doctor finally pulls out the tongs. Slowly, she holds the tongs up in the air to see the bloody fetus at the end of it. It is lifeless, making no noise and no movements. She tosses the dead fetus into a plastic bag and closes the bag tightly before throwing the bag onto a small pile of bloody plastic bags filled with more dead babies. That night, a family of 3 is also driving home. On the way home, the little daughter notices a mysterious figure standing outside a temple. They arrive home and exit the car. As they are walking to their house, the child sees something and suddenly stops walking. She stares quietly into the distance until she is called by her parents. The child tells her parents that they should wait for her brother before entering the house. However, when her mother looks around, there is no one else outside. The next morning, they all rush down the stairs to leave for work and school. During the drive to school, the daughter points to the temple and tells her parents to take the kid with them. At that time, her mother pays her no mind, but says that maybe their daughter is acting this way because she wants a sibling. However, the father just laughs this off, since he isn't ready for another child. The mother arrives at the school she teaches at and notices a young couple fighting. A girl named Beauty tells her boyfriend that she is pregnant. After his initial shock, her boyfriend starts to get upset with her and begins to worry about his future. Disappointed and hurt, Beauty tells him to forget it and that she will handle the pregnancy by herself. That night, Beauty takes another pregnancy test and it still comes out positive. Together with her boyfriend, she goes on the internet to look for any possible solutions. Meanwhile, another girl receives a call. She is an actress and is now pregnant, but is told that all of her acting jobs have been canceled. When she begins worrying about how she will pay her bills and her dues, the person asks if she can ask her boyfriend for help in the meantime. The actress girl dismisses the suggestion as her boyfriend is a horrible scumbag and cannot be expected to support her. One day, the father arrives at a crime scene with his camera, where the police were carrying a dead body out of the building. Because he is a photographer and a reporter, he starts taking pictures of the body, and the corpse suddenly opens her eyes. He is shocked, but when he looks again, the corpse still has her eyes closed. Out of fear, he decides to walk away from the crime scene. Just as he is walking away, the body suddenly moves violently, but no one else sees this. Later that evening, while the daughter and her mother are buying dinner at a food stall near the temple, the daughter hears a child's voice behind her. While her mother is busy talking to the vendor, she starts following the voice down a dark parking lot. The mother begins to panic when she realizes that her daughter is gone. She looks for her daughter outside the temple and stumbles upon a crypt. The lock on one of the boxes unlocks and falls to the ground. Slowly, the door with the number 9 written on it begins to open. Just as she turns around, she sees her daughter behind her. In a rush, they leave the crypt together. That same evening, Beauty from the school and her friend are talking about the pregnancy. She asks her friend to take her to the abortion clinic that she went to in the past. Her friend tries to stop her, but the fear of getting expelled from school and raising the child alone forces her to push through. At the same time, the mother hears the daughter talking to someone in her room. When she checks on her daughter, she sees her playing with her toys and talking to someone who she cannot see. Her mother tells her to go to sleep since her father will be home late, but the daughter objects and says that her brother wants to wait for her father. When asked who she is talking about, the daughter points to her bag on the bed. The mother opens the bag and is shocked to find a dead fetus there. At that moment, the father arrives home and checks the bag for himself, finding only a small antique doll. The daughter tells them that the doll is owned by her brother and that she brought it home from the temple. The next day, the father visits the temple to return the doll. He starts taking pictures of the crypt, but gets stopped by one of the guards and is told that they don't allow picture taking in the temple. Before he leaves, he looks at the photos he just took and is startled by one of the images. He rushes over to the office to consult with his friend, who is also a photographer. When asked for his opinion, the friend says that there appears to be a child's face in the photo. However, he thinks that the face might just be a reflection of light on the camera lens. Back in school, the boyfriend asks Beauty what she plans to do with the baby. Since he knows that one of her friends had an abortion, he is scared that Beauty might do the same. Beauty tells him that she would handle the entire thing by herself. Later that day, Beauty goes to get an abortion. She is on the operating bed while the boyfriend is walking towards the building. After a few minutes of trying to pull the fetus out, the doctor is able to finish the operation successfully. The doctor takes a puff of her cigarette, removes her bloodied gloves, and leaves in a hurry. The boyfriend makes his way to the room but finds it empty. However, he sees the operating bed covered in blood, so he knows that it was used recently. He looks around the room and finds Beauty sitting on the floor while crying. Shortly after, they head home together. In the evening, the doctor comes back to lock up the operating room. She is seen carrying 2 bags. She drives to the temple and meets the temple guard in the dark parking lot. The doctor tells the guard to count them, then destroy them all immediately, referring to the dead fetuses from all the abortions she carried out. The guard walks to the back of the temple, opens box number 9, and stores the fetuses there. One night, the father finds small handprints on the frames on the wall. He tells his daughter in the morning that she shouldn't play with the frames because if they fall and break, she might get hurt from the broken glass. The daughter tells them that it was her brother that played with the frames. Her mother gets angry and tells her that she shouldn't lie and just admit if she did something wrong. The following moment, the mother is teaching her daughter how to write, and the mother leaves the daughter alone for a while. When she returns, she finds her child gone. The next scene shows the daughter outside, swinging on a swing set just near their house. At first, she is happy, but gets scared and starts crying out for her parents. Her father rushes over to her and brings her home. That same night, Beauty's boyfriend is having a nightmare. He starts hearing noises outside his apartment and goes to check the corridor outside. He walks down the dimly lit corridor and turns around to see Beauty crying while clutching her stomach. Blood starts to spill out from under Beauty. The flow is weak at first, but becomes stronger until it starts to cover the floor entirely. Suddenly, Beauty falls to her knees, holding the dead and bloody body of the child that she just had aborted. The boyfriend finally wakes up from the nightmare and later falls back to sleep with Beauty, sleeping soundly beside him. The next day, the mother calls one of her students to her office. He is a friend of Beauty who just had an abortion, and she asks him if she knows why the couple hasn't been going to school lately. After he tells her the reason, she visits Beauty's house with her little daughter. She knocks at the door, but nobody answers, so she enters on her own. The house is empty, and when she inspects the other rooms, she finds the bloody uniform that Beauty wore when she had the child aborted. Eventually, she finds them both hiding on the balcony. They bring Beauty back to bed, and the mother tells them both to call her if they ever need anything. On the other hand, the actress girl is seen alone at home, praying to an altar. After praying, she heads to bed and holds up a pack of the abortion pills that she is taking. When she lies in bed, shadows watch her from her closet. Back in the temple, the guard lists down 12 new bodies. Suddenly, the pages of the calendar behind him start to turn. He is rattled and runs away. That night, the mother is awakened by a noise near their daughter's door. She wakes up her husband, and they check on their child together, only to find their daughter missing. Frantically, they start looking for her and find her standing alone on a ledge. When her father finally rescues her, she tells them that she was there because her brother wanted to play with her. The next day, the father is on a video call with his photographer friend. His friend tells him that his daughter is behind him, but when he looks back, there is no one there since his daughter is out with her mother. All of a sudden, his screen starts to flicker, and a dark figure appears briefly behind him. In a panic, he rushes to get his camera and starts recording, hoping to capture the ghost on video. He sets up another camera in their room, but when he lies down on the bed, the camera falls down. He fixes the camera, but it falls down again. After fixing the camera one last time, he falls asleep. A few hours later, he wakes up and sees the camera on the floor. When he checks the video, he sees a strange shadow in their room. He checks and sees the shadow moving back and forth in the room. One evening, the temple guard meets with the doctor to receive another batch of fetuses to dispose of. He tells her that one of the cremating machines is broken, but decides to continue with the job when he is handed the money. After this, the doctor returns to the office alone. Out of nowhere, she starts to hear babies crying and a ghost appears. She is then forced by the ghost onto the operating bed, where her legs are forcibly opened. The ghosts force her to pick up one of the surgical tools and stab the instrument into her privates. She screams in pain, but manages to break free from the table and leave the room. The ghost chases her down the corridor, but she tries to reason with it, saying that she didn't want to kill it and that it should blame its parents, not her. At the same time, the actress girl is in bed when her blanket gets pulled. The doors start banging, and the lights begin flickering. Her items are thrown onto the floor, creating a mess. She is scared and hurriedly leaves the house. Outside, she is attacked by a ghost and falls into the pool behind her. She tries desperately to swim out, but the pool starts to fill with blood, and she's dragged helplessly into the blood. Back at the family's house, the daughter announces that her little brother has come. The ghost possesses the mother, and she starts crying. The father tries to restrain her, but he is thrown against the wall and knocked unconscious. When he wakes up, his wife and child are missing. He drives to the temple and arrives at the crypt, where he sees the antique doll on the floor. As he runs around looking for his family, one of the boxes opens, and hundreds of dead fetuses in plastic bags come pouring out. He continues looking for his family, but they are locked inside one of the boxes. After finally breaking the lock open and rescuing them both, he holds his daughter tightly in his arms. The daughter is crying and asks him why he doesn't love her. He becomes frightened and realizes that his wife was the one holding their crying daughter, while he is holding one of the bloody fetuses. Suddenly, he is pulled into the water, and the ghosts of the other aborted babies hold him down. He suffocates and falls into a coma. The next morning, the police arrive at the temple and force the guard to open the boxes. When they ask him to open box number 9, hundreds of bloody plastic bags filled with aborted babies pour out. After that, the guard and the doctor are arrested. In the police station, the doctor admits to the crime. She also admits that she raises the babies that don't die after the abortion as her own children. Eventually, the police find 2,002 dead babies in total. One day, the mother and her child are in the hospital to visit the father. He is sharing a room with another patient with the same symptoms. This other patient is pregnant, but also in a coma like the father. Just as the mother and the daughter are about to leave, the daughter pulls the curtain separating the two patients aside, revealing that the other patient in the room is actually the actress girl. A vision suddenly appears, showing that the father was having an affair with the actress girl. Apparently, he was the horrible boyfriend that couldn't support her and then force her into taking the abortion pills. However, the abortion pills didn't work, and she was still pregnant. As a result, they were both cursed by the spirit of the child, who they were about to abort. This finally reveals why the daughter often saw the visions of her haunting brother. This is Daniel CC Movie Channel. Stay safe and enjoy your day.